Coming up on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after show.
We all met the other day.
The meeting to talk about are we liable wasn't against Erika.
She knows that we all got together.
Really?
You can kind of see that Erika was really like a shell of herself.
Yes, girl, she wore a headband. Come on.
Did you know any of this?
What do you think?
It was very uncomfortable for everybody.
Orphans and widows, it makes you feel sick.
Shocking and incredibly sad.
I thought I was gonna just bust open with tears. I had to excuse myself.
No one knows the answer but him.
It was a lot. And why was Teddy there?
Garcelle.
Your Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after show starts now.
At Kyle's holiday party, the ladies accuse you of not being honest with Erika about your feelings.
I just want to make sure that I'm also protecting myself.
Protecting yourself how?
I don't know.
Darling, how were you involved in any of this?
I wasn't.
You've got to be a little more clear about what you said.
Tell me what you want me to be more clear about, Kyle.
Well, first of all, I thought it was a very good meeting with us and listening to everybody else's thoughts on it.
But I think she's telling us the truth right now. I can't believe otherwise. There's no proof to not believe Erika at this point.
I started to calm down a bit and not be so dramatic about it.
There was a few days between when all the girls were at my house and Kyle's Christmas party. And a few days in this particular, with this situation is like a lot of time. So you're kind of out of that hyper emotional, hyper nervous, you've had some time to rest and step out of it and reevaluate.
I had calmed down and started to okay, we're all gonna be fine. But I'm still a little concerned. And also, I thought it's a holiday dinner. I am in a holiday mode, and also I am seeing our friend Erika walk in the door, and she looks like a ghost of herself.
Hi, guys. Hi, guys.
Hello. Oh, it's great to see everybody.
It is.
It's been so long.
And thinking, I can't break this person tonight. Like, I'm not gonna do this. And I kept saying that.
Be real.
Okay, Lisa, I'm doing that right now.
Okay.
But she's going through a lot, so
Yes,
I'm
she
not.
is.
And I'm sitting next to her. I can feel from her this fragility and this worry. So when I bring up questions, because I was kind of pressured to do that, I asked 3 difficult questions to Erika that night. And they were the most important questions that I wanted answered that night.
Are you truly blindsided, or do you actually, it seems like you could get information before it hits the press. Why is the paper saying that $20 million went into your LLC? Have you had any kind of discussions with attorneys about the story?
How to navigate through that?
How to navigate through it?
Then I'm getting like the tell her what you said.
You need to say what happened on Saturday night.
I'm saying
like
it right
if
now.
she walked through the door, you said,
That's
I
right.
would tell her
I'm doing it
exactly.
right.
If Erika were to walk into this door right now,
I'd say exactly the same thing.
I'm trying to ask her some questions. Calm down. If I don't do it the way somebody else likes, that is their problem. It is not my problem. And I don't like being a bit forced to say it the way somebody wants me to. I'm doing it the way I want to. And I'm okay with that.
Kathy, Kyle's dinner party was the first time you had seen the ladies since the big article dropped.
I feel bad that there was like questions and stuff, but
It's good practice.
One way of looking at it.
What was going through your mind?
I literally started to cry to the point where when I burst out, First, it's the victims, their families.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
100%.
And my whole face, I had to get up and go into your powder room, and I literally was crying my eyes out. It was the first time all of those things had been brought up to me.
You read these headlines, and it's hard to digest. It's hard to think about. Like I said, orphans and widows. It makes you feel sick.
I thought it was like always in trouble with his taxes, or I really wasn't paying attention. But when the discussion started happening at the dinner table.
I don't know if you knew or not. My sister had a kidney transplant and it went wrong. And she's had a lawyer. She was supposed to be awarded money, and my sister's very innocent. She's like, no, it's just taking a long time. And so if what Tom did is absolutely true, then Tom.
And here you'd gone to such a big effort to make this so beautiful. And then I heard all the allegations. Literally, I thought I was gonna just bust open with tears. I had to excuse myself. And nobody even knew. Yeah. I had to come and calm myself down, put cold water on my face. I got that emotional.
I mean, yeah, it is, because it's incredibly sad when you read the stories. It's incredibly shocking and incredibly sad. And it just seems like, how is this even possible? This does not seem like the man that we had met, that this could possibly have happened.
Right.
Why do you think there was such a strong reaction from the ladies about how you spoke to Erika about your concerns?
I just want to make sure that we have as much knowledge.
I don't think it's we.
You took a very different stance.
You took a, let's get real clear.
Okay, wait a minute.
Clear now.
I think what some people wanted me to say was that I said that my reputation was on the line.
I don't want my name in an article that's associated with this.
Which is, it's interesting that was the most important thing that I brought up, because the other stuff was way more important.
Do you not believe Erika?
I think she has lied to us.
You do?
I do. I don't buy the 3-year package. I'm not buying it.
You know, this was a meeting that Sutton initiated. She had her concerns. There were some others in the group that had their concerns too. When I say concerns though, listen, when you read this story and the stories that were coming out, everybody felt bad. Everybody was horrified by what they were reading. The concerns meaning about how it would affect them.
I am not sure how much I want to be around my friend during this time.
Because of our connection to Erika.
This sounds terrible.
But how could that affect you?
Because it does, Lisa. People are like, oh, she's friends with that person.
That's where Sutton was coming from. Nothing to do with the actual case, but how it would affect them personally. That's what Sutton's concern was, and some others in the group.
We are attached to some of this is going on just merely by association, and there's this fear, how could I be brought into it? And I remember I had the discussion with PK about it, and I said, is this something that any of us should be worried about, because we're mentioned in these articles, simply at Housewives, and we're together in the same group, and what does that mean for us? And I remember PK, put me at ease, and simply put, he said, you don't know anything, so you have nothing to worry about. It's not something that you could ever be drawn into. And I think that put me at ease.
But if you're worried about, can we be in trouble, isn't that in essence everybody worrying about themselves?
I don't want our support of Erika to be misinterpreted as support for some of the atrocious things that have been done.
That's the problem.
Whether it's your reputation, whether it's your brand, whether it's social media, all the things that they brought up. Like, why is everybody ganging up on Sutton, and like, was that your truth?
Be real.
Okay, Lisa, I'm doing that right now.
Okay.
But she's going through a lot, so
Yes,
I'm
she
not.
is.
If you know she said something, instead of going around the bush and putting a riddle and we got to figure out what the riddle is, just say, Sutton, remember you said that?
Yeah.
And then Sutton can go, I did say that, or I didn't say that. But they never wanted to do that. They just kept on saying, that's not what you said. Tell her what you said. That's not your truth. It was a lot. And why was Teddy there?
Everybody making it about them when it's not about them is
know,
the
it's-
problem.
it is.
That's my question.
Garcelle.
Sutton, at Dorit's, you revealed that you had spoken with an attorney about the unfolding situation with Tom and Erika.
My alarms went off and red flags started flying everywhere. I talked to an attorney. I'm like, what have we gotten ourselves into?
I'm gonna just be honest. I got worried for us as a group. I was like, can we be talking about this?
There's not only orphans involved, there's a burn victim. There's a group of women.
The hormone.
Yes, they weren't paid.
Because they got cancer from supposedly
the
taking
burn, yes,
the hormones.
That's right.
Like, can we be talking about this without an attorney present? Or do we need an attorney to kind of give us a little tutorial?
Yeah.
Something.
It's so big. It's so big. We're not lawyers,
No.
right? So should we be talking about this? Can we be deposed? Can we be, so I thought it was a valid question. And apparently we were the only two that thought it was valid.
How could that affect you?
Because it does, Lisa.
But what if she's innocent?
Then I'm eating crow pie.
Okay.
All day long.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you consult attorneys about this?
No.
No. I have a friend who's married to an attorney, and I said, some of the women have some concerns, and so no. Did I go to an attorney and have them read the article and go over everything? No.
I mean, listen, I too had wondered, was fearful almost.
I too sought some advice for this. It's sad to read about all of these victims.
It's a tough spot, honey. Being a friend, but you can't support these allegations unless she promises you that she didn't know.
When you're reading things that have so much legal jargon and you don't understand it, I mean, who do you need to speak to? You need to speak to somebody who's a professional that can explain it, in layman terms, what all of this means.
I totally agree with that because I spoke to my lawyer as well, but I have a friend I have a lot of friends who are lawyers, and I just said, what do you think? And nothing to do with you. And it's a very simple conversation.
I understood where she was coming from. We differed, about the things that she was concerned with.
My name in an article that's associated with this. People are like, oh, she's friends with that person.
Were different than some of the things that I was concerned with.
Tom misappropriated at least $2 million of funds of orphans and widows' money. That is sickening to me.
I understood being in a position where you're kind of like, what do we do now? How do we navigate this? What does this mean?
I just wanted to kind of present, I spoke to a friend who's an attorney. He said, when you do talk about this, please use the word alleged. And so, and we didn't, we were all like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. And just kind of broke down, because the article's very, very, it's legal terms. And we don't know what we're talking about.
It wasn't like she was going to an attorney to somehow take any kind of legal step, to change the situation for herself. I think it was just trying to have a clearer understanding of what this means, what all of this means.
Let's discuss Kyle's holiday dinner. Things got a little uncomfortable when the conversation turned to Erika.
So it's like a committee. Do we support Erika or do we not? Let's be democratic and say, well, I'm a little nervous.
No.
Going into the party, there were some nerves clearly surrounding, the conversation that we had to have with Erika, where we could explain that we got together without her, and these were some of our questions and worries.
I need to be thinking about myself, my family. I would like to have the conversations with Erika.
I need to flat out ask her.
Then do.
Did you know that
You
the
need
money
to
that was
ask
going
that
to
then.
you was meant for these victims?
The only way to make that clear is by asking those
The
hard
hard
questions.
I knew when we had this meeting that, once Erika heard about it, she was going to be hurt. And when she walked in the door that night, she said, thank you for including me. I think she said, I'm radioactive.
Thank you for being here. Of course. Thank you for having me. Are you kidding me? I'm a little radioactive these days.
I was floored. I didn't even know what to say to her. I felt, my God, she feels like that.
You can kind of see that Erika was really like a shell of herself. She had the weight of the world on her shoulders, and she was, not the Erika that you're used to seeing. She seemed more broken. I remember when I started to have terrible anxiety about having the conversation with her. To me, there's very much a time and a place, and you have to read the situation, read the room, and I care about this person as well. And when someone's down, kicking them when they're down you have to be a certain kind of person to be able to do that. At the same time, you still have to have these conversations because it did happen, and you have to be honest and you have to clear the air.
I think it's just a matter of, what you knew and being complicit. I mean, it's not accused, but you get attached.
Yeah, those words are not cool,
It's not. It's not cool to
That's
read.
not-
It's not cool to
And
hear.
it's not nice to repeat it because it's not true.
It was very uncomfortable for everybody, everyone in that room. My biggest question that I had with the group was the timing of what she said. There was a discrepancy based on what I read.
I was so sad about Tom and what happened 3 years ago, and things started happening before 3 years. So that, for me, was my question.
I know what I've seen in the last 3.5, almost 4 years.
She gave me an answer that was sufficient, but the whole night was very awkward.
You could cut the tension with a knife, and you could tell that everybody was feeling it, and didn't know how to approach it.
As you all bring up your concerns about the allegations to Erika, it's revealed that you brought everyone together for an emergency meeting without her.
We all met the other day. Sutton had asked for us to get together.
So it's like a committee. Do we support Erika or do we not? Let's be democratic and say, I'm a little nervous.
No.
The meeting to talk about are we liable wasn't against Erika. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, she's a horrible person. Oh my gosh, she really did this. Oh my gosh, it wasn't about that. It was like, oh, could we?
I don't want our support of Erika to be misinterpreted as support for some of the atrocious things that have been done.
That's the problem.
That's what it was about. So for them now, all of a sudden, to be like, tell him what you said. Tell him what you said.
You took a very different stance.
You took a.
Let's
Let's
get real clear.
Okay,
Let's
wait
get
a minute.
clear now. You need to say what happened on Saturday night.
I'm-
Be real.
Okay, Lisa, I'm doing that right now.
It was like, well, everybody said something.
Son-in-law just left recently.
I don't want to be associated with these crazy stories either.
Everything I believed about Erika's life is actually the diametrical opposite.
But that's not congruent to what the information that we've got.
Exactly. The other thing I'm thinking is Erika's been tipped off. She knows that we all got together.
Really?
She knows.
Okay.
Well, yes, girl, she wore a headband. Come on. Someone has told her that we had gotten together. And I knew that that was going to happen anyway, because I'm not stupid. We're women. We talk. Women talk. And which is fine. But I know that she knows that we met separately without her. And
Who do you think told her?
Lisa. I mean, that, and that's okay with me. They're like best friends. It's fine. Look, if we all had a meeting and Garcelle wasn't invited, I would call her and say, Garcelle, we had a meeting. You weren't invited and we were talking about you. Not in a bad way, but we were just talking about something that's going on in your life that we're concerned about. I would totally call her, 100%. And I don't have a problem that she did that. I mean, I don't know for sure that she did that. I can only imagine that she did.
Yeah.
Kyle, you invited someone we haven't seen in a while to your holiday party.
Oh my God, wait, hey, hi. Oh, wow.
It was fun to have Teddy come to the holiday dinner because we are very close friends. She's also very close with Erika, Rinna, and Dorit. So it was just nice to have her back in the group and, you know, have fun and laugh. And she's been a good friend to Erika, and I thought it'd be good to have a little extra support for Erika because Erika seeming to be very, very vulnerable at this time. So you thought, you know what, the more the merrier, why not?
Was it nice to have Fox Force 5 reunited?
Oh my God, I hate that name.
What is this Fox Force 5?
Lisa Rinna put that on a photo once and it kind of stuck. I don't even know what it means. Someone told me they think it's from Pulp Fiction or something.
Apparently, what I know about this group is this formed after Lisa Vanderpump, because I guess they had a hard time with her.
If any housewives come near us, you bite them, okay?
And so that's how they got that very strong bond.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know the details, but that's what I know. It's not about not liking us, Garcelle. I'm just getting that straight.
I never heard that. I did not know that, but it just seems kind of weird though too.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
I mean, there's only 8 of us.
And Kathy, do you know who Teddy is now?
Oh, all I saw was a girl's thigh and Kyle kind of laughing. They were obviously carrying on and having a good time. And I saw these peculiar looking sandals.
By the way, I teased Teddy about those sandals.
That's all I could see. And so I thought, Kyle's showing these sandals. And so I got a kick out of it, and I didn't know who it was. So I said, who's dancing? Yeah. All I saw was the leg. And then you went down to the
But you know very well who Teddy is and love Teddy.
Oh, I know. Exactly I knew who Teddy is, but it didn't show her face. It didn't show her face. So that's
then again, even if you did see her face and didn't know, I mean, you did think I was Garcelle once.
How are you?
Good.
Wait, I thought you were Kyle.
Yes. I did. You know what? There's a mannerism. There's a picture of the two of you side by side, and you're doing the same thing, and your hair.
Hey, I am flattered. I will take it. I just don't see it.
Yeah, she's got a face on her.
She's gorgeous.
Dorit, you and Garcelle had a tense moment at Kyle's dinner.
No one is looking to pry into. I understand.
That's not what you
and
said
I think
the
anyone.
other night.
I think
That's
anyone
not what
will
you said
understand.
the other night.
Why do you think she spoke up in that moment?
You know, I really had no idea. Genuinely had no idea. I couldn't understand. Garcelle and I have never had a crossword. We've never had an issue. I've only had a great time with Garcelle. I had a lot of fun. I felt a real connection. Even after last season, you know, we would stay in touch and we would text one another, and we did this game show together, and we had a barrel of laughs and had such a great time. So I really didn't understand it. I really didn't. You know, the more I thought about it, I started to remember incidences, you know, in the year prior where I wasn't the target, other people were.
My new best friends, some of them not so much. Regular goldfish is Kyle.
Oh, Paris came on the Real. She used to drive me nuts.
But, you know, that I had seen her do it. So I didn't know if it was just something she was, you know, doing because that's, you know, what she does, or if she had a real issue with me. But it started to feel more like she had an issue.
The ones that love and care about you, I mean, our friend's in the middle of a hurricane.
We all love and care about her.
I know that. I do
Is
not
that
want,
a competition?
I do not want my support of you.
Is it? So, is it a competition of who likes her most, who knows her more?
And longer.
Who and longer? It's insane.
It felt really shitty.
Why did you think it was important to call out Dorit?
One, because she wasn't letting anybody else talk. And two, everybody was just going after Sutton.
We all met the other day. Sutton had asked for us to get together.
I didn't feel like she was actually saying all the things that she said in that room.
Tom misappropriated at least $2 million of funds of orphans and widows' money. That is sickening
That is,
to me.
you just can't even imagine.
It is sickening.
Why do you think they kind of focused on Sutton?
I don't know. I think Sutton was, maybe because she called the meeting, or maybe because, she was the one that sort of brought it up. But I don't think it was a horrible thing. I think we're focusing on the wrong thing. And saying all these things in front of Erika is also hurtful to Erika.
Yeah, but let me say, I didn't mind being the punching bag for that one. I really didn't.
What? Why?
Because I brought it up. I got everybody together, and I was like, well, okay, because I was strong enough to do it.
Garcelle, you got to have a lovely family Christmas with your son Oliver.
I'm so happy you guys drove down. Thank you. Of course.
Thank you for having us. We wanted to come.
Merry Christmas, guys. Anytime we get together and I get to see Oliver as the man that he's become, it's just, it just makes me so happy. Because I know where we came from.
My son Oliver has dealt with addiction. Oh, wow. We've been through so much.
So seeing him and my grandson and Sam and my other grandchildren was really cool. And to get to see them, especially with COVID, we hadn't seen each other. So it was everything. I mean, if we could have frozen time, I would have been happy just right where I was. My kids and his kids, it was pretty special.
You're so patient, Oliver. I can't believe, and you're a dad, and...
I am. I had a diaper in my pocket. It's official.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
He loves that little boy more than life itself. He's just proud and present and wants to be the best dad. He doesn't care about waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning if OJ's crying. You raise your kids and you hope you get to see them become a parent and become this full of love, and it's just amazing that I get to see it, and I hope I get to see it 2 more times with the other ones.
I love seeing Garcelle's face just describing it. Garcelle hasn't introduced me to OJ. I think she's afraid that I'm going to steal him.
Because she says that all the time. I'm going to steal him. That's why she hasn't met him.
I want to hold him real bad.